Have you ever gotten so sick of hearing politicians from different parties argue an issue that you just shut them all off? I got so tired of hearing about the crisis at the border and or the absence of the same that I didn't know who to believe or which news source to trust. I decided to go to the border to see for myself. On August 1st of 2019, my wife and I packed up the car with an ice chest, camera gear, and just enough clothes to keep from getting unpleasant. We headed to the southern border. The mission? To see firsthand what separates the U.S. and Mexico, and to see how the current wall and the geographic boundaries that exist are working to control illegal immigration. We traveled south toward San Diego and then east over the Laguna Mountains. We crossed the Laguna summit at an elevation of 4,055 feet. We eventually descended into the city of Jacumba Hot Springs. We found this to be a friendly little town, however, it was a bit run down. In keeping with the condition of the town, the wall that ran behind Jacumba was run down as well. It was basically just panels of tin that were held together with posts and barbed wire. That eventually turned to a wall of steel columns, posts that were approximately 20 feet high. And here you can see where the two walls come together. All of a sudden, the wall ends. From that point, 3 strands of barbed wire separate the U.S. from Mexico. Hardly a deterrent to any animals trying to cross the border, much less people. Back in Jacumba, we decided to have lunch at the only restaurant that we came upon, the Southern Barbecue Restaurant. We weren't expecting very much, but it turned out to be really a terrific lunch. The people, again, were very friendly, and we had some outstanding fried fish. Highly recommended if you ever get to Jacumba. Here again, you can see where the wall comes to an end and also get a better idea of how the wall is constructed at this point. These pictures are taken from the Mexico side of the wall. Now back on the U.S. side. This is the Jacumba Airport, just a couple of hundred yards from the wall. We're back on the road again, and we're following the wall as we travel east. We're on the U.S. side of the border entering the city of Calexico. On the other side is the city of Mexicali. Here, there's yet another version of the wall. Some of the homes in Calexico are right across the street from the wall. The front door of the house is hardly 150 feet from the wall. From these homes and from the street, you can look through the wall and see into the city of Mexicali. This is a building that's been painted with very colorful pictures, and there are many buildings like this along the border. One of the border agents that we spoke to suggested that we take a look at the newly constructed wall behind the outlet mall. This is the Grand Plaza Outlet Mall. in Calexico. It's a major shopping point for people crossing over the border for the day. And this is the newly constructed 30-foot wall. It's hard to appreciate how tall this wall is until you look at it with someone standing in front of it. This is downtown Calexico, again, a major shopping point for people crossing the border for the day. We're traveling along the 20-foot wall again, looking into Mexico. One of the border agents stationed along this wall told us that things really get exciting after dark. We were told that people trying to enter the country illegally have gotten very proficient at cutting through these bars. They can cut through 2 of them in just a couple of minutes. Hopefully it's much more difficult to get through the new 30-foot wall. It's difficult to imagine what life might be like living along the wall, looking into Mexico day in and day out, yet not being able to cross over. One thing that impressed both of us as we traveled along the wall is that many of the homes fly the American flag, and it's great to see people who are proud to be Americans. We're now headed for El Centro, where we spent the night. It's the next day and we're headed for Yuma, Arizona. We're coming into Yuma, Arizona. This is one of the nicest buildings in town. This is the detention center. Here's another version of life on the wall. A number of small rundown homes positioned along a dirt road right across from a drainage canal and the border wall. Once again, just like in Jacumba, the wall comes to an end. The only thing separating the U.S. from Mexico here is a small drainage canal, no more than 20 feet wide. This is the international border crossing at San Luis, about 20 miles from Yuma. These are solar panels, miles and miles and miles of solar panels. After a couple of days in the desert heat, 102 to 108 degrees, we head towards San Diego and we start to see green again. We're following the small roads along the border as close as we can get to the border, avoiding Interstate 8 on the way back to San Diego. We're coming into the town of Tecate. We finally reach San Diego, Imperial Beach, where the temperature is a comfortable 87 degrees. The border wall is barely visible from Imperial Beach, but you can see where the wall joins the Pacific Ocean. A local resident explained to us how easy it was to swim around the wall, a relatively easy task for anyone who is a halfway proficient swimmer. So now that I've reached San Diego and the end of my trip, I ask myself, what is the state of the border wall? Well, in answer to that, I have to say that there really is no wall. There is a border fence. There are many gaps in the fence. For anyone wanting to get into this country illegally, it wouldn't be difficult at all to hop the fence.